Right. So last one. So where we stopped? Light, Satish, Arvind, light. Okay, okay. Okay, now last one is multiple column. Okay, so the reason of multiple columns, okay, na? So when we comparing some group of values with multiple rows subqueries, there is a chances to give us wrong result. Okay, na? So when you overcome that, so we are using what now? Multiple column. Okay, right. And this is what the solution and how it was comparing the multiple values of inner and multiple values of outer. Okay, right. And the next one, text heading. Pseudo columns. Okay, so basically the pseudo columns in subqueries. Okay, what kind of role these pseudo columns are going to be play and how these pseudo columns are working in our database. Okay, no? So pseudo columns are, it was working just like your table columns. The table columns, how we are using under where class conditions. Otherwise, a particular columns data, how we retrieving, like select ename, select ename, EMP number, ename, salary, how we are specific columns we are retrieving, and how we are using columns in your where class condition, where salary is equals to some value, ename equals to some value. So how we are using the table columns in our queries, data retrieval purpose, okay, and writing some conditions purpose, comparing some values purpose, how we are using your pseudo columns also just like table columns. How table columns are work, same pattern your pseudo columns also working. Okay, now, and these pseudo columns mostly we are using under subqueries to perform some kind of operations. Okay, what kind of operations we can play or we can perform by using of pseudo columns, and that all we will discuss in this session. So now the pseudo columns, what we said here, these columns are working just like a table columns. A table columns. So there are two types here. First one we called as row ID. Second one we called as here row num. So these are the two things we are using under this row ID and row num. Now, so first row ID, the pseudo column, how it was using us. Okay, for example, let me see. Suppose are you created one table with some columns X, Y, Z, and this is my table. So whenever I was designed this table, and after that we need to insert some data into this table. Okay, to inserting the data level, suppose I'm inserting some data A, B, C, and we all of you know when you insert some data into table, it will be forming one row. And whenever the row will be created in your table, okay, na? So then for this row purpose, internally your system, that means Oracle server, will created one row identity was created. AA. One row identity is created. And that is unique identity because identities are always unique, not duplicates. So one row identity was created for your first row, suppose A. Same pattern if I inserted second row. So if I inserted second row, again second row also create. When row successfully created in table, immediately your row identity was created. A row identity, even though we called as the address of the row, what we called the address of the row. So that address or identity will be preparing by your Oracle server internally. Like how many number of rows are you inserted? Okay, now that many row identities are created. Like each and every row wise, one unique identification number or address will be prepared by server. Okay, na? Like it will be. And these row IDs, whatever it was prepared here by your database server or system, these row IDs are automatically saved under row ID pseudo column. In this column, it will be keeping your IDs. So whenever user want to view my row identities or row address, if I want to view, then those informations I can see by using of a row ID pseudo column. Okay, now? Right. This is what the purpose of row ID. And these row addresses, whatever it will be saved in this year, so that means once it was saving means, then these row IDs are called as which type of IDs here? Permanent IDs. Okay, it's not temporary, it will be permanent. Okay, na? So these are what row ID or address. If I want to see in my table rows, then I can use row ID pseudo column. That means with the help of this pseudo column, I can see my row identities. Okay, that is one thing. But these row identities through what I can do. Okay, so we will perform some operation. We will perform one type of operation by using of this row addresses. Okay, and where it will be work, we will see it right down below. Row ID. So whenever we are inserting a new row into a table, internally system is created a unique identification, for each row wise, automatically. Second one, these row IDs are saved in database, so that these are permanent IDs. So these are permanent IDs. And see here how I can see my row IDs here. Let me come. So as usual, you just log in with your user account. Okay, now observe. We have already one table, EMP. Okay, in this EMP table already we have how many rows here? 14 rows we have already. So it means that each and every row wise already some identity was prepared by your Oracle already there. At the time of inserting only, row IDs will be prepared. So total 14 row IDs are there for each and every row wise. And suppose these row IDs I want to see, then I want to say row ID is just like a column and ename, okay, from EMP table. And now you can see how ename is my table column, how I'm using in this query to retrieval specific column data. Same as your row ID is also just like a column. Okay. And to execute now and see for each and every row wise, your row IDs are prepared. Okay. Now, and in this row ID, every row ID is called as a unique. Okay. And now how we can see unique last character you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, and okay, here. So by taking off the last character in this identities, so you can identify whether it is unique or not. Is it unique now? Yes. So this is what it was happening. Okay. Now, and what I'm saying here, these identities, whatever it was prepared by your Oracle server, these are permanent. Okay. How can you prove these are permanent means? Then let me write one more query. Select a row ID, ename, DPT number from EMP, where DPT number is equals to 10. In 10th department, I have a 3 employees and their names are Clark, King, and Miller. So these employee identities you can see here also, same thing showing GIN. So Clark, here what it was showing? G. Here also G. King, here I. Here I. Miller, N. Here also N. So both are the same. Yes. So my query will be different. First query will be different. I'm writing simply like this. Second query will be different. So when we are writing your query statement with a different manner, your identities will never change. What way you can write? Your query you can write in any manner, in any different logics wise you can write, but your row identities will never change us. So that's why these are called as what now? Permanent IDs we call it. And based on this row ID, even though I can find out, suppose you want to know about a minimum row ID, how much? Okay. So how we are using min function on your salary column to finding minimum salary. Okay. Maximum salary, same as a min function, even though we can apply on row ID also. Okay. Now I'm going to apply here row ID and see the minimum row ID what? A. In the same pattern, the row on row ID, we can apply what now? Max function. What is the max? N. So like this. Now can you see after seeing these examples, this row ID, how it was working? It's just like column. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now this is a definition and some example right down below. Right now. Okay, now you can see. So this is what row ID working. Okay, how it was work. But this row ID pseudo column, where it was required, sir, and how I can use in my real time applications. Okay, where the real time people are using this row ID pseudo column means whenever you want to go for, okay, for example, you have a table. In your table, lakhs of rows are there, but out of like, okay, 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs of rows, I don't know how many number of duplicate rows are there. I don't know. Okay, now. So now what we want to do, guys, here. So from 1 lakh rows, how many number of duplicates are there? All duplicate rows I need to delete. And this is very important question for your interviews also. How to delete duplicate rows from a table? Okay, na? It's the most important question for your interviews also. So in that cases, how I can delete the lakhs of rows? Okay, okay, lakhs of rows. In lakhs of rows, how many number of duplicates are there with the different types of duplicate rows that all I need to delete. Okay, so in that cases, row ID will be play very key role for to finding of your duplicate row and deleting. Okay, how it was, see practically now. Suppose I'm creating one table now. So I'm creating one sample table. The table name was a test, some serial number, some name, for example. So after that, I'm inserting few records into this tester table. So I'm percentage of serial number, I'm percentage of name. Okay, so I inserted here the serial number 1A, 1A, 1A. Next 2B, next 3C, 3C, 4D, 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 5E, 5E. Okay, I just commit. After committed, then you can call your table. Select a start from test. So these are what nodes, some data we have in the table. Total 11 rows are there. So having duplicates, yes. So we have a duplicates. So here 1A, 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 2B, there is no duplicate. Again, 3Cs are there duplicates, 4D, 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 5E. In any manner, it will be there either sequential or randomly, whatever it was. Okay, now? So now what is my requirement in this? Here 1A, how many times repeated? 3 times. Out of 3 times, I need to delete 2 and 1 I want to keep in my table. Okay. Like not only for 1A, like how many duplicates are there in the different duplicate rows, each and every duplicate I need to delete. Okay. So if I want to try this with normal query, so how to write now? Where, what do you say? Suppose serial number is equals to 1. What's happened? All ones are deleted. But you want to delete all ones or only duplicates? Only duplicate. That was possible? No. Okay. Let me go for another column. Name is equals to A. Then again, all are deleted. So, but my requirement to delete all, that is not my requirement. My requirement is to delete only duplicates. So, query through, I can't do this action. Okay, now it is not possible query through. So, when it is not possible to query through, definitely I have to try with the alternative any other mechanism. So, that another mechanism is what now? Subqueries. Understand now? So, in subqueries, first what I want to do, each and every row I inserted here. And what I'm saying here, why you are inserted each and every row, for every row wise, one unique identification was created already. And now what I want to do, those identification of number or address, I want to see now. How I can see? Select row ID, comma, serial number, comma, name from test table. Is it created? Yes. Now we can see A, B, C. This is ID of 1A. AD, 2B. E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So IDs are created. Then what I want to do with the help of this row identities, I need to delete my duplicates. Then what I want to do means, first of all, for every serial number and name, whatever the different combination is there, the different combinations will be separate as a groups. How to do groups? Group by class. So now here I'm going to separating 1A is a separate group. Next, 2B is a one separate group. Next, 3C. Next, 4D. Total how many groups form? 5 groups. So after dividing my groups as per my serial number and name column, then each group of data, what I need to get here, maximum identities I have to take. So 1A, in 1A, what is the maximum identity? AC. In 2B, AD, because only one is there. Only one row is there, means that is minimum, that is maximum. Okay. Next, C, AF. Next, D, AI. Next, E, AK. So can you tell me these are called as a maximum row IDs? Maximum row IDs of each serial number. Okay. After finding this maximum row IDs from each group, then what I want to do, accept these row IDs, remaining row IDs I want to delete. So it means in my first group, what I want to delete, A, B deleted. And which one is kept? AC. B, AD. Here, E will be removed, F will be keeping. Here, J, H remove, I will be kept. Here, J remove, AK will be kept. So when you deleted the remaining except these things, then your duplicates are deleted. Yes. So now we can see this, how we can do. And first of all, so I will be take serial number wise what I wanted. Maximum row ID from test. What I want to use? Group by what? Serial number. This is my inner query. To this inner query, what I am going to getting here? Serial number 1, maximum row ID AC. Serial number 2, maximum row ID AD. Serial number 3, maximum row ID AF. Serial number 4, maximum row ID AI. Serial number 5, maximum row ID AK. So I got it. So now what I want to do, except this remaining, I want to delete. How to write query? Now outer query I'm writing. So delete from test, where which column? Row ID. What I want to use? Not in of inner query. Select max of row ID from which table? Test, group by serial number. Okay, what is the mean by not in? Not in the list values. Remaining values are deleted. Not in the list values. Remaining values are deleted. Okay, fine. Let me see. 6 rows are deleted. And after that, can you come back and see your table test? Got it? So your all duplicates are deleted at a time. So this is what. And suppose you have a doubt, these row IDs I want to see, sir. Yes, you can see your row IDs, the remaining whatever it was left in my table. AC, AD, AF, AI, AK. Got it? Yes. So row ID pseudo column will be using in this level to deleting multiple duplicate rows. Okay, na? So in real time, this will be using in that situations. Okay, now below write down. Take siding. How to delete multiple duplicate rows except one duplicate row from a table. Okay, this example. So for your practicing purpose, I'm giving this table. Then after you will be okay, write this query and see your output. Okay, right. Okay, so this is row ID pseudo column use. And the second one right now, row num. So this pseudo column where you want to use and what kind of operations I can do by using of row num. So row num, what it will do guys here, it was going to be generating your row numbers on each row wise. That means when I apply this column in my query syntax on particular table, so on the spot, it will be generating row numbers. So on the spot, it will generate row numbers means these row numbers are not a permanent. For every query requirement will change, your row number positions also changing. And these numbers will not save so that it is a temporary. And these numbers on the spot, it will be created. Suppose are you writing some query? The query execution, row numbers are generated. If you write another query, as per that query, your row numbers are generated. So every different query statement wise, your row numbers will be changed. That's why these are not a permanent. Understand? Na? For example, let me come out and see. If I want to write here, so row num, okay, e name from emp table. So where you use this row num in the query, how you use here, on the spot your row numbers are generated up to 14. This is as per this query. Suppose my query will change. Select row num, comma, e name, comma, DEPT number from EMP, where DEPT number is equals to 10. In this case, the department number 10 people come and clerk 1, king 2, miller 3. But actually, the clerk position in the previous query, which position? 7. But here, first. So is it permanent positions? No, temporary positions. Okay, previously king was at the 9th position, but now at the 2nd position. Previously Miller, it was showing 14th position, but now at the 3rd position. So that means row numbers are not a permanent. As per your query statement, as per your logic, your row numbers will be changed. Got it? Right down below. Row num. Okay. To generate row numbers, to generate row numbers for each row wise, or else for each group of rows wise, on a table, automatically, on a table automatically. These row numbers are not saved in database, so that these are temporary numbers. These are temporary numbers. Okay. But this row num, where and which kind of operations I can do by using of row num, means that this row num I'm using to perform, okay, top n operations, otherwise nth operations we can perform. Operations on a table data. Okay, top n. Otherwise, we can say nth. So these operations purpose I'm using row num. And these are just a definition example right now. Okay. So this row num pseudo column where you want to use means when you performing what now? Top n or nth. So these operations, whenever you want to perform on table data, like I need to fetch top three rows, top five rows, top 10 rows. Otherwise, I can go for exact positions. First position row, fifth position row, 10th position rows. So nth positions, okay, particular position of row we need to pick from the table. Otherwise, topmost records we need to pick from the table. So there we will be use what now? Row num. In that cases, it will be helping us. Okay, now? Now, let me see some examples on this. You will get some idea. Write a query to fetch the first row, fetch the first row from EMP table, okay, by using row num. Okay. Mm. So now I want to fetch the first row. Okay, first position row I need to fetch. So in this is actually your table from EMP. This is actually your table. Okay, now in this table, what is my first row? Smith. This is my first row. So this row I need to pick by using row num pseudo column. Okay. And now can you tell me if I was apply row num on this entire the table, your row nums generated, how it was generated row nums? If I applied row num, then it was showing here row num, how much? 1, this is 2, 3, 4, up to 14 rows generated. In this 14 rows, which row you want it? First row. First row, row num, how much here? First row num, how much here? 1. So now I want to write my query like this. Select star from EMP where, what do you say? Row num is equals to 1. Yes or no? So now your first row will be fetching. Right down below. Okay. Same pattern. Can you write? My requirement is second row. Can you write right now? Write a query to fetch the second row from EMP table by using row num. So write down the second row how to fetch. Complete. Hmm. So row num is equals to how much now? 2. So now I'm giving 2 here. Okay. But what happened, you can see when I'm using row num is equals to 2. Okay. Execute now. It was showing what now? No rows are selected. Below, write down. Take below, no rows. Okay, right. So no rows are selected. Why, sir? When I was given row num is equals to 1, it was fetching first position of row. That's okay. But whenever I'm calling row num2, then it was showing no rows. And not only two, for example, if you want to find out here, okay, I wanted third position row, then even though it doesn't show any data. If I wanted 10th position of row, even though it doesn't show any data. But when I'm showing here one first position, it will be pick. Why, sir? Why like this? So that's except first row, remaining position of rows whenever you need to pick, then it doesn't supporting to us. Yes or no? The reason why means you're carefully observed. So in my first example, I'm asking, I want to fetch first row. That means my row num, I will started from my first row, then row num started with 1. That's why row num, okay, is equals to 1, 1 and 1 matching. 1 equals to 1 condition true. That's why immediately pick your row. But second example, what I'm asking, I wanted which position row? Second position. So that means which position of row do you want to select, or are you selecting? Okay, from that position of row, your row num start. My statement is clear. Which row are you selected? Which position row are you selected in the table? From that position of row, it will be started row num 1. So what is my second example? I wanted second row. Second row means ln. ln is my second row. Yes or no? That means what happened? Your previous row, this is not considered by your oracle. It's not considered. Then which row are you selected? Second row. From there, it will be started what? 1. Now tell me, row num is equals to 2 if I'm writing, but my row num started 1, 1 equals to 2. Condition false. That's why row is not showing. Same as, suppose I want it a fifth row. Fifth row means what now? 2, 3, Martin. Yes or no? So I wanted fifth row, this one. It means what now? Previous rows are not considered. Previous rows are not considered. Which row you selected? Fifth row. Fifth row. So from that row, your row num starts with 1. Okay, na? Next, I want it next 10th row. 10th row means 10th row previous 9 rows, not considered. Not considered. Which row? 10th row. From there, your row num starts with 1. This is the reason behind why row num is equals to 2, equals to 3, 4, 5. Why it doesn't return some value means from which row you selected, from there it will be started. Okay, na? So that is the reason behind, except my 1 equals to 1, remaining all are not showing or not working. Okay. So now it will be happening this. So below write down. Take below note point. Generally, row num is always starts with 1. Generally, row num is always starts with 1 for each selected, for each selected row. Okay, what is that? Row from a table. From a table. So to overcome this problem, we use the following operators. The following operators are less than, comma, less than or equals to. To overcome this problem, We want to use what now? Less than or less than or equals to. Okay, right, fine. And now we can see, I want to use either less than or less than or equals to. Now see, so I wanted my second highest, second row, I want it. So I'm writing equal operator, okay, not allowed, but I'm using less than 2. But here the problem is what now? Less than 2 means I wanted second row. Again, here what happened? If you want to take from the table, if you want to consider from the table, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 up to 14. So when I'm using less than operator, it will be consider your entire the table, considering entire the table, but entire the table, which row will be getting? First row. Because why, sir? First row it will be getting means, it consider entire the table. So first row number how much? 1. 1 less than 2. Condition true. That's why first row came. Okay. If I'm giving 2 less than 2, condition false. That's why second row not came. So less than we can't. Then what we want to use next? Less than or equals to. Less than or equals to, if I'm using, top 2 rows will come. Top 2 rows. Why is the top 2 rows? Because row num less than 1 less than or equals to 2, true. First row come. Second one, 2 less than or equals to 2, true. Second row come. You want it top 2 na or only second? Only second. So what I want to do? Now here, in this example, in this query example, how many rows returns? 2 rows. 2 minus 1. Which one I want to remove? Smith. If I want to do Smith minus from this, what is final output? Allen. Final output is Allen. Na? Smith Allen. I want to minus Smith. Remaining what? Allen. So here, this is what? Minus. Do you have any operator minus? Yes? In which? Arithmetic. That arithmetic is different. Minus operator. Minus operator is there. Okay, so you will confuse. You will confuse. This kind of minus operator we discuss. Yes, sir. Where? Set operators. So minus operator nature is what? Union means combining 2 sets. Intersect means common value. Minus means what is minus? Uncommon value. Uncommon values from left side, not from right side. Okay, na? Here I want to implement that. How I'm implementing, you carefully observe. So, row num less than or equals to 2. This is left side query. Minus. Row num is equals to 1. This is a right side query. Carefully see. When I executed left side query, what is my left side query result? Smith, Allen. This is left side query result. Yes? Minus. What is your right side query? Row num is equals to 1. What is the result? Smith. Smith. Between minus. Left side, right side. Minus operator, what it was telling? Uncommon values from the left set. Smith, Smith. Common, not it will come. What is it is? So output is came now. Yes or no? Now we can see. Got it? Now write down. Solution. Next example. Write a query to fetch from third position row to ninth position row, from third row to ninth row, from third row to ninth row, from EMP table by using row num. Tell me how to write logic. I want it from 3 to 9. Left side query, tell me first. Left side 1 to 9, I need to take. Left side 1 to 9 numbers. 1 to 9 numbers. Right side? One to see mathematics here. Left side query, I want to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Minus. Right side 1, 2 only. Yes or no? So 1 is matching, not come. 2, 2 matching, not come. From where it is come? 3 to 9. Yes or no? Huh? Tell me how to write now. Select a star from less than or equals to 9. Very good. Then 1 to 9 come. Yes? Okay. Minus. Select a star from row num less than or equals to 2. You can give 2. Otherwise, you can give then less than 3. Yes or no? Anyone you can use. So now clear? Left side 9 numbers. Right side 1 2 only. So 1 1 matching, 2 2 matching. From where it is not matching? From third onwards, not matching. So 3 to 9. So can you check 3 to 9 same? Who is this? Your 3? Word. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what to king? Can you see what to king got it? Got it? Yes, right on. Next, write a query to fetch the last 2 rows from EMP table by using row num. For this, I want it logic. How to write logic? 14. Okay. So that means my condition row num less than or equals to 14. So that means in this query, what is your result? 1 to 14 will be display. Left set. Okay. Which operator? Right side. Row num less than or equals to 12. 12 or not? Then how many values come? 1 to 12. Here 1 1 matching, 12 12 matching. Last which is not matching? 13 and 14. Yes? 13 and 14 not matching. Tell me how to write? Less than or equals to 14 minus less than or equals to 12. Last two rows, fraud and Miller. Can you see last two rows? Fraud and Miller. But I have a question. What is my question? How are you writing 14 and 12? When we know table. When we know table, in my table, how many number of rows are there? When I knows that, then I can write 14 minus 12. 14 minus 12, 2. Last two can come. Suppose your table is not, we don't know how many number of rows are there. Suppose if you go to interview person is asking, imagine one table is there, but I don't know how many number of rows in that. But last two rows I want it. Write a logic. Question understand? Na? Just assume one table is there. In the table, 100 rows are there, 10 rows are there, 200 rows are there. I don't know. But how many are there? I want it last two row. How to write query? Okay, left set, tell me first. Left query, how to write? Less than or equals to 10. N. N value we need to substitute. Na? N, okay, you are saying correct. Less than or equals to N. N means what? N means last two. If N value 14, if it is there, I want it what? Last two. Yes or no? Logic clear? N means number of rows. No, not last two. Number of rows. It may be 100 or 200 or 14 or 10. I don't know. That is called N number of rows. Yes or no? So N means N number of rows. In this table, how many rows? For another table? For another table? Yes or no? Any number of rows. So, number of rows is nothing but N. Minus what I wanted? Last two. So, minus 2. Minus 2 means what now? 14 minus 2 is equals how much? 12. The 12 rows will come and leave it. Last two rows will come now. Now, logic I tell. Okay, I said logic. Now tell me how to write. N means what I said? All rows. In your table, how many number of rows are there? Yes? All rows I want to get. What is the query? Select star from EMP. Enough? Okay. Select star from EMP. Up to here, if I executed, what happened? Entire your table will come. In your table, 10 rows, 100 rows, 1 lakh rows, 2 lakhs rows, none of the matter, but come all rows. Okay, fine. Then what next? Minus. Next, what I want? This is N here. This is N. This is n. What next query? N minus 2 query. How to write? Select star from EMP where row num less than or equals to 12. I wanted 12 actually. But I don't know not 12. Then query. Select star from EMP minus 2. How it is here? Select a star from EMP minus 2. Somebody saying count, very good. Select what now? Count of star from EMP. What it was come? Count function means what? Counting number of rows. How many rows in EMP? 14 rows. So 14 rows minus 2. Then 14 minus 2, 12 rows. Then 12 rows come here. Last 2 rows are. Now we can see this inner query. Check it out. What is inner query result? 12. Now we can, what happened? You can see. Suppose in my table 14 rows, then left side query returns 14. And right side 14 minus 2. This entire query returns how much? 12. Then 14 minus 12. Last 2 rows. Okay, now? Suppose your table is having 100 rows. Then here what happened? 100 minus 2. Then what it will come? 98. Then 100 minus 98. Last 2 rows come. Yes or no? Suppose your table is having 1000 rows. 1000 minus 2. 998. 1000 minus 998. Last 2 rows come. Yes or no? So that means this is permanent logic for any number of rows. When this is important. Interview question, this is also. So when we don't know the number of rows, how many are there in the table, then this is your logic. When you know, you can directly write like this. Okay, now? Write on this too. Both you can write. Knowing and we don't know. Or the both queries right. So clear? So same as next example, I know. Write a query to display top 3 rows from EMP table by using row num. Hmm. Now you have idea how to write. Select star from EMP. Where row num less than or equals to 3. Just that's it. I don't want it here minus. Okay, na? Because I'm not getting the positions. I'm just the top 3. Top 3 I want to display, so I can. Okay, top 3 rows will be come to you. Like if you want it top 10 rows, then less than or equals to 10. Top 10 rows are come to you. Right down below. So this is nth operations and top n operations, how to use by using of row num. Okay, right. So these are row ID and row nums. And the next subquery write down inline view. So basically, inline view subqueries are why the people was introduced in our Oracle. What is the reason behind to introduce this inline view? Okay, no? For example, before we want to see the purpose and reasons of inline view, first inline view, how can we define? Okay, first we will see it. For example, we have a select query statement. Select star from table name. This is your normal select query. Yes or no? So now inline view, how can we define means in place of table name, we put one more subquery or we put some subquery, then it is called as what now? Inline view. Okay, so in place of table name, I'm going to providing another select query. This is called as what now? Inline view sub query we called in place of table name. Otherwise, even though we can say providing a select query under a form or a from class. Which class? From class. So providing a select statement under from class is also called as what now? Inline view. Okay, that is a definition, inline view. But inline view, how it will be working means, definitely inline view is also comes under non-correlated subquery that we know already. In non-correlated subquery, which query first executed? Inner or outer? Inner. As of now, we are discussing non-correlated now. Yes, inner. In this is up to here, it will be treated as a outer query. This will be treated as a inner query, IQ. Okay. So now inline view, how it was working, inner query first executed. It was returning some result. Whatever the result which will be provided by inner query. This result will act as a table, will act as a table, will act as a table for outer query. Understand now? So whatever the result will provided by inner query, those results will acting as a table for outer query. In that way, execution mechanism will be performed. Okay, na? So this is what inline view definition. Write on definition. Providing a select statement or a select query in place of table name in select statement, okay, is called as inline view, is called as inline view. Or another definition. What is another definition? Providing a select query, okay, under a from clause, under a from clause is also called as inline view subquery. So these are the definition. And below syntax right now. Okay. After syntax, add one more point. In inline view subquery or in inline view mechanism, the result of inner query, will act as a table, for outer query. So this point is important to understanding of this mechanism. Okay. Next, take second, purpose of inline view. So basically this inline view will be introducing by people for the two reasons, guys. Okay, na? So why I want to use means for the two reasons. One reason, can you see in my subqueries, multiple row, single row, multiple column. In this any subquery levels, I used order by class. I used anywhere order by class statement or order by class in my subquery statement? No. So why, sir? Why we are not using order by class in subqueries? Because of reason, your subqueries are not allowed. So directly we can't apply order by class in subqueries. It never allowed. That is one reason to overcome purpose. Second one is what now? Column aliases. Did you know na? Column level alias, table level alias, yes or no? So column alias names I cannot use under where class. That is also directly not possible. So whenever we want to use order by clause in subquery statement, there I required an inline view. Okay, that is a one. Second reason is what now? When we want to use a column alias name under where clause condition, then we required a inline view. So these are the two cases the inline view people are, that means inline view, the people are using. Okay, na? These are the two reasons why the people was introduced. It is one of the interview question. If anybody asks you why inline views are required, means you have to say two types, or two reasons. What is that? So order by classes we cannot implement under subqueries directly. So to overcome this problem, inline view mechanism is required. We can't use column alias name under where class condition directly. To overcome this problem also, we required a inline view. Understand na? So these are the main reasons. Right down below. Generally, subquery is not allowed to use order by clause. To use order by clause. So to overcome this problem, we should use inline view technique. We should use inline view technique. Okay, second reason. Generally, we cannot use a column alias name under where clause condition. So to overcome this problem, we should use what is this? Inline view technique. Okay, so these are the two reasons behind the inline views, why the people was introducing. Clear, all of you? Okay. First problem, order by problem. Second problem, column alias name under where class. So these are two we can't do, and it is impossible. So that's why we want to use a inline view technique. Okay. So now I explained here theoretically, but practically how to do, we will see tomorrow. Okay, now tomorrow I will show you examples on these 2 points. Okay, right, guys. So thank you so much. Ravi, అవునా సీరియస్ కంపల్సరీ రో నెంబర్ యూజ్ చేసి తెలుసుకోలేవమ్మా. అక్కడ పాయింట్ అర్థం కాదు. రో నెంబర్ అనేది టెంపరీ కదా. ఏది ఎలా చెప్తావు నువ్వు ఇదే ఉంటదని ఫిక్స్ గా? రో నెంబర్ నువ్వు ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తావు?
ఆల్రెడీ తెలిసి ఉంటారు మనం ఉన్న టేబుల్ లో
రో నెంబర్
తెలుసు. ఆ 5 నెంబర్ యొక్క
రో ఐడి రాయి పక్కన సెలెక్ట్